Hi, we're back again to read chapter 8 of My Father's Dragon, our book written by Ruth, Stiles, Gannett. So if you remember, one of the main characters, but we haven't met him yet, and we only have 2 chapters left, is the dragon. Here he is with all of his stripes and his red feet, but we haven't met him yet. We have met my father, and if you remember, his name is Elmer Elevator. We're going to meet some other animals today, so let's get going with our reading. My father was very hungry, so he sat down under a baby banyan tree on the side of the trail and ate 4 tangerines. He wanted to eat 8 or 10, but he only had 13 left, and it might be a long time before he could get more. There's some math to do there. If he has 13 and he eats 4, how many does he have left? He packed away all the peels and was about to get up when he heard the familiar voices of the boars. And do you remember why he packed up the peels? I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen them with my own eyes. But wait and see for yourself. All the tigers are sitting around chewing gum to beat the band. Old Rhinoceros is so busy brushing his tusk that he doesn't even look around to see who's going by. And they're all so busy they won't even talk to me. Horse feathers, said the other boar, now very close to my father. They'll talk to me. I'm going to get to the bottom of this if it's the last thing I do. The voices passed my father and went around a curve. And he hurried on because he knew how much more upset the boars would be when they saw the lion's mane tied up in the hair ribbons. Before long, my father came to the crossroads and he stopped to read the signs. Straight ahead, an arrow pointed to the beginning of the river. To the left, the ocean rocks, and to the right, to the dragon ferry. Do you know what a ferry is? You might want to look that up and see if you could find out. My father was reading all these signs when he heard paw steps, and he ducked behind the signpost. A beautiful lioness paraded past and turned down toward the clearing. Although she could have seen my father if she had bothered to glance at the post, she was much too occupied looking dignified to see anything but the tip of her own nose. It was the lioness's mother, of course, and that, thought my father, must mean that the dragon was on this side of the river. And there she is going by. And there's the signpost. He hurried, but it was farther away than he had judged. He finally came to the riverbank in the late afternoon and looked all around, but there was no dragon anywhere in sight. He must have gone back to the other side. My father sat down under a palm tree and was trying to have a good idea when something big and black and hairy jumped out of the tree and landed with a loud crash at his feet. And what was it? It's the gorilla. And the gorilla says, "Well," in a huge voice. "Well, what?" said my father, for which he was very, very sorry when he looked up and discovered he was talking to an enormous and very fierce gorilla. "Well, explain yourself," said the gorilla. "I'll give you 10 to tell me your name, business, your age, and what is in that pack. And he began counting to 10 as fast as he could. My father didn't even have time to say, Elmer Elevator Explorer, before the gorilla interrupted. Too slow! I'll twist your arms the way I twist that dragon's wings. And then we'll see if you can't hurry up a bit. He grabbed my father's arms, one in each fist, and was just about to twist them when he suddenly let go and began scratching his chest with both hands. Blast those fleas, he raged. They won't give you a moment's peace, and the worst of it is that you can't even get a good look at them. Rosie, Rhoda, Rachel, Ruthie, Ruby, Roberta, come here and get rid of this flea on my chest. It's driving me crazy. 6 little monkeys tumbled out of the palm tree. Up there, the little monkeys. Dashed to the gorilla and began combing the hair on his chest. Well, said the gorilla, did you find them? Is it still there? We're looking, said the 6 little monkeys. But they're awfully hard to see, you know. And here's the gorilla and the monkeys helping look for the fleas. I know, said the gorilla, but hurry, I've got work to do. And he winked at my father. Oh, gorilla, said my father, in my knapsack I have. Ooh, what do you think he has in his knapsack? Let's get his knapsack out. A comb and a brush? No, we've used that. Rubber bands? We've already used that. The ribbons? We've used that. Sandwiches? He ate those a long time ago. Chewing gum? That was for the tigers. Compass to find his way. Toothpaste and a toothbrush. That was for the rhinoceros. And a couple of apples. 2 dozen pink lollipops. Nope. A pair of boots. He's already worn those. A sharp jackknife. No. Clothes. Those are for Elmer. Uh-oh. What are these? Can you tell? They're magnifying glasses. I have 6 magnifying glasses. They'd be just the thing for hunting fleas. My father unpacked them and gave 1 to Rosie, 1 to Rhoda, 1 to Rachel, 1 to Ruthie, 1 to Ruby, and 1 to Roberta. Why, they're miraculous, said the 6 little monkeys. It's easy to see the fleas now. Only there's hundreds of them. And they went hunting frantically. Have you ever used a magnifying glass? They're kind of fun. A moment later, many more monkeys appeared out of a nearby clump of mangrove and began crowding around to get a look at the fleas through the magnifying glass. They completely surrounded the gorilla, and he could not see my father, nor did he remember to twist his arms. Tomorrow is chapter 9. So goodbye from the gorilla, goodbye from the monkeys, and goodbye from Elmer and me.